it is crucial to be prepared for the upcoming economic challenges. In an environment where inflation is higher than ever, and the supply and demand of the global supply chain are failing, the already expensive products will become unavailable. Thus, we must be ready for such a situation and stockpile the items needed the most. In this video, we are going to cover 10 items that will get more expensive in the near future so that you can get them and create reserves if needed. However, before diving to the list, we encourage you to subscribe to the channel so that you are always well informed on the most important economic trends. Cereal. Inflation in the country is persistent. According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, the All Items Consumer Price Index, a measure of economy-wide inflation, rose by 0.8% from December 2022 to January 2023 and was up 6.4% from January 2022. The first item that will likely be more expensive is cereal, including wheat and corn. The USDA predicts that cereal prices will rise by 12.8%. This product is one of America's most popular food items, rich in fiber and iron. The global supply chain disruption is the primary reason it is getting so expensive. Ukraine is one of the leaders in wheat and grain production. Even with the projection of increased wheat production in some countries, the world harvest is expected to be a little smaller as a result of the effects of the war in Ukraine. Global production for the marketing year 2022 to 2023 is estimated to be over 771 million metric tons, down 7.4 million tons, minus 1% from last year, according to USDA projection. Plus, the historic drought in the United States affects over 70% of the recently planted wheat crop, leading to lower yield levels. The weather outlook points to a higher than normal likelihood that drought conditions will persist in the main producing states of Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas, according to a recent report by the Food and Agriculture Organization of the UN. Thus, it would be wise to make a stock of cereals, as the product lasts quite some time in appropriate conditions. Vegetable oil. Several vegetable oils, like canola, sunflower, soybean, and palm oil, are expected to be in short supply over the next several months. The war in Ukraine is the reason for the trend. Analysts at the IFPRI think tank says there is another important emerging food security issue: the war's impact on vegetable oils, as Russia and Ukraine are major sources of sunflower oil. On the other hand, Indonesia's decision to cut the supply of palm oil and droughts around the globe exacerbate the condition even more. Baby formula. Nothing is more important than the healthy young generation. Unfortunately, as the economic crisis deepens, access to items like baby formula becomes more costly. Panic buying at the beginning of 2022 caused the market to react and hike up the prices. Thus, the ongoing baby formula shortage is expected to last through the spring of 2023, according to a recent report from Reckitt Benckiser, the maker of baby formula giant Enfamil. Canned food. Canned food is one of the first items that come to mind when we hear about food shortage. It is a critical food staple that is easily stored. However, due to the high prices of aluminum, partly caused by sanctions on Russian aluminum production, anything that contains this metal will be more expensive in the coming months and years. Therefore, canned food is definitely a product one needs to get, as U.S. tariffs on Russian aluminum risk more market fracture. Moreover, tens of millions of households in the U.S. have pets, which will benefit from the stocks of canned food during troubled times. Bottled water and a water filter. If a human can survive without food for quite a while, water is not the case. Nevertheless, the average American family uses more than 300 gallons of water per day at home. Roughly 70% of this use occurs indoors. In addition, there are other miscellaneous uses of water in the house, which may be very significant depending on the degree of water conservation by the household, according to the Philadelphia Water Department. Therefore, households must ensure abundant clean water for drinking and technical purposes. Unfortunately, considering one study, the water quality is terrible across the U.S., and it is a problem not only in Flint, Michigan. In any given year, from 1982 to 2015, somewhere between 9 million and 45 million Americans got their drinking water from a source that was in violation of the Safe Drinking Water Act. So, buying water filters to keep the quality of the most precious liquid high is critical. Fuel. As U.S. households rely on personal cars, the availability of fuel is essential. Unfortunately, last several years, fuel prices forced families to tighten their belts and hang on for the worse. As of January 2023, the average for a regular gallon of gas was $3.5. However, experts predict that the price of gasoline will reach $4 this year, which is not as high as in June 2022, when the price for 1 gallon was a whopping $5. Although Energy Information Administration forecasts the decline of petroleum prices in 2024, saving strategic gas supply would come in handy if the prices go up. And a crisis like that in Ukraine will affect fuel prices, forcing the governments to launch a costly initiative to reduce the impact. The Inflation Reduction Act in the US, the REPowerEU plan in Europe, and the GX Green Transformation Program in Japan are just a few examples. Computer and electronics. Computers, mobile phones, and other electronic gadgets are indispensable in our modern life. The Great Chip War is ongoing, and electronics will be more expensive as the shortage occurs. In addition, the U.S. has determined to cripple China's technological advancement by tightening access to computer chips, crucial to any piece of technology, whether house appliances or military weapons. Looking at these factors, products that use more advanced chips, such as GPUs and high-end CPUs, are likely to go up in price, said Saida Lam, global semiconductor-led at Accenture. Recently, European chip producers such as chip equipment maker Dutch ASML has restricted some exports, which only tightens the market and spirals hostility. So, if you don't want to overpay for electronics in the future, it might be helpful to invest in them now and acquire the best technology that will serve you for years. PPE. Personal protective equipment has never been so popular. The pandemic has unleashed an unimaginable hunger for this product. Thus, during such emergencies, it is crucial to have all the necessary equipment at home to ensure your and your family's safety. According to the World Health Organization report published on the 3rd of July 2020, there were over 10 million confirmed cases globally. The demand for PPE, including gloves, face protection masks, or face shields, goggles, gloves, gowns or coveralls, head cover, and boots, surged due to this global pandemic to ensure the safety of healthcare workers who are at the front line combating the disease spread. Furthermore, reliance on Chinese protective gear soared during the pandemic, which is an extremely tricky situation for average workers in America, considering grave bilateral relations with China that can burst at any moment. Tactical gear. Speaking of protective equipment and tools, it is important to remember that backpacks and first aid kits are in high demand during emergencies. According to Persistence Market Research, the first aid kit market is surging. In 2021, it was valued at $186 million and was expected to reach almost $320 million by the end of 2032. Alternative transportation. As the prices of petroleum and diesel are higher than ever, alternative ways of transportation are becoming more popular. This includes bicycles, electric vehicles, and electric scooters. Since the world has taken the direction toward a green economy, which aims to replace internal combustion vehicles in the long term, prices on bicycles, EVs, and electric scooters may increase. As BSX Insight says, the average cost of a bicycle in 2023 is expected to be $500. This is a slight increase from the average price of a bicycle in 2021, which was $475. The rise is because more and more people are biking to work and school, and the demand for bicycles has increased significantly. As for electric cars, their price is unstable right now, but the tendency is apparent. According to a recent analysis by the car shopping database, iSeeCars, electric car prices saw a year-over-year increase of 54.3%, while gas-powered cars were up just 10.1%. That's it for this video. Hit the like button if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel.